Since 1960, MRTA has been steadfast in its dedication to advocating for active and retired educational personnel. Our commitment revolves around promoting and protecting our public education, resulting in a financially secure retirement for all of Missouri's public school employees. MRTA's three important areas are advocacy, benefit, and community, which we refer to as our ABCs.
I'm excited about the enthusiasm of our members. They represent the ABCs of MRTA, which is advocacy, benefits, and community. And it's been a great experience for me to see those goals in action throughout the state.
I really stumbled into this organization by accident, I guess. But I think this is one of the organizations that truly can have a difference in the lives of teachers, our total profession. I know that right now our organization is actively involved on a lot of fronts, from visiting with those people at the college level that are going into public education. We're more than just a retirement organization. This organization is about recruiting and retaining the best people possible for this profession.
Our teachers and education personnel forgo working in private companies, making huge salaries. Instead, they stayed in our local communities because they believed in teaching the almost 900,000 children who attend Missouri public schools. Teaching is not just a profession, it is a calling.
Teaching is not exactly the same today as it possibly was when I was there, but the love of children never changes. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Just keep plugging away at the things that you do. You have the knowledge, and you put the heart with it, and you'll be fine.
Teaching improves the lives of our children, schools, communities, and state.
Public schools are so important because they're the life of the community, and they're the future. Without those public schools, many communities wouldn't exist. And I know the town that I live in is very small, and if the school went away, the town would go away. And that school is the heart of our community. And I think it's that way in many, many places throughout the state.
Our teachers and education personnel contribute to a pension and are promised retirement security after working for a Missouri school district. Chances are you will collect a monthly retirement check for more years than you have worked in education. This monthly check will give you and your family financial security and offer peace of mind in your retirement years.
Oh, socially, it's been wonderful meeting all of the retirees from other areas of the state. I guess we've had a lot of good times together, and before long, you feel like you're all a part of the family. Financially, it's nice to know that I have a pension coming in every month, every year for the rest of my life.
Retirement and pension security are long-term issues, but politicians come and go each year. Some of them attempt to make drastic changes which negatively impact the financial security of Missouri's teachers and retirees.
Well, one of the benefits of being an MRTA member is that I have an organization with 30,000 members where they are out looking out for my benefit and my welfare across this state. They have a legislative action line that can't be beat. They're out, and our mascot is a bulldog, and they're walking around all day, every day, while I'm sitting back gardening, mowing my lawn, reading, or participating in other activities, looking for legislation that could possibly harm me or not be an asset to my livelihood, and I love it. And then they send me an alert on my phone when they find something. All I have to do is push a button, put in my name and number, my letter's already composed, and I contact contact all of my state legislators at one time, that I can go back to either reading or gardening or just enjoying myself and know that I'm taken care of.
Many pensions are being cut by politicians across the country. This undermines the promises made to teachers and education personnel, including those still in the workplace. MRTA has been instrumental in preventing this from occurring.
I think we live in a time now where if you have something that's important to you, the idea that you can fail to advocate for that thing, those times are just gone. We don't live in that kind of environment anymore. And public education is very important to me. It's part of who I am from the time I was a child and through my entire professional career. And I see it as incredibly important for the future of our state and our country. And so I have that obligation to be part of MRTA, to advocate for public education, but I also enjoy it too.
At that time, and this has been several years ago, but one of the legislators had just introduced a bill that would have had tragic, drastic implications for our retirement system. And I saw the energy of those retired teachers all dressed in red in the Capitol Rotunda, and just the impact of people not just there, but then other people throughout the state contacting their locals, representatives, and senators, voicing their concerns about this bill. And it never even made it out of committee. And I think that's, that was the first time that I really saw evidence, actually experienced that. I knew it was happening, but this was a powerful message to the legislature at that point.
MRTA has a rich history of legislative wins that supports Missouri's educational staff, schools, and most importantly, their children.
Financially, well, it's helped to keep my pension going by advocating in the legislature. And a few years ago, we didn't receive any cost of living for a couple of years or so. And MRTA went to bat for us and had that formula refigured so that that's not going to happen to us again, which is a great benefit to me as a retiree.
MRTA is the largest education retirement association in the state. There is strength in numbers.
My why is I just loved the students. I was an elementary teacher and a principal, and so I loved my career. It was just an enjoyment every day that you went into the school and you had your students there with you, and I felt like I was impacting their lives, and I wanted to change and help people in their education. And of course, you always know you had that special teacher that encouraged you. And as an administrator, as a principal, I remember being a little kid in elementary, and my principal would be on the playground, and he would hold our hands and we'd jump around with them. And so memories like that encourages you to do better.
MRTA gives back to our local communities and schools. We have provided $500 in classroom grants to Missouri's active teachers and to our non-certificated staff, amounting to more than $611,000. Last year, MRTA donated more than 800,000 volunteer hours to our local communities, a value that had exceeded over $23 million.
I was poor, and we knew it, and everybody knew we were poor. But caring teachers and gave us opportunities. I mean, my dad died when I was 19, my mom when I was 22. But people stepped up for me. People opened doors that got me to college that I wouldn't have been able to get. And in the classroom, people were there, staff members, other administrators, and fellow administrators. I still stay in touch with so many people. MRTA is a way for me to pay it back and pay it forward.
MRTA is the best investment to protect your largest asset, your retirement.
It will get better. Things will change. They always do. I know that there are days when it seems to be a real struggle, but when you look back over your teaching career, you will understand that perhaps you impacted children and you never knew it. But when they become adults, they may come up to you and say, you had such an influence on my life. And that's what makes it worthwhile. We don't get into teaching because of the money. We get into teaching because we want to impact children and lift children up.
Missouri school children have depended upon people like you for their education and support. So it is only fair that you should depend on MRTA for your peace of mind in retirement. Join MRTA today. It is the best investment to protect your largest asset.